Hey guys, thank you so much for joining this session. So today we'll be learning about Amazon AWS Bedrock and Cline. Okay, let's quickly look at a few things before we start. So the first thing today is this session. It is from .NET Learners House, this meetup group. I'll just, for the benefit, I'll just open the StreamYard also. You can see that is this session right now, what we are discussing in this one. So, and the second thing is my GitHub account is this one. So you'll have access to all these things. So let's go ahead and check a couple of things before we uh, go ahead with this. Let me start with the README, and this is the README. So the previous tech talks, I'm storing all the talks which I did it here. So you can see this. This is exploring Amazon Bedrock models, C-line, vibe coding, agentic coding. It's a very interesting topic. So let's spend few minutes to understand uh, this one. You need to have a AWS account, VS Code with C-line, and .env file. So the credentials, I didn't store any credentials, so I can flash this. I didn't store the AWS key, access key, or secrets, or public profile. It's like I logged in through this tool over here, AWS tool. You can see that it shows that what all the things which we are having it from the east region where I logged in. So there's nothing in this. I can flash it. The model which we are using is Cline. We'll come back and we'll look at that. And the second thing is we'll go step by step and we'll understand this prompt notebook. This IAM sample, we are not using it, but I just shared it. The recording will be available in this one. So let's start. Uh, Look at the AWS console for a few minutes, and then we'll come back over here. So right now we are here, and this is my meetup group, guys. I think we discussed all these things. This is a meetup group, and this is my GitHub profile, and also the YouTube we discussed. The YouTube channel is this one, .NET Learners House. So please subscribe if for to get notified of the future events. Uh, so you'll be seeing this over here. Okay. Without further delay, let's come back over here and look at that. So we can come back to Amazon Bedrock uh, because I'm a one of the AWS community builder. I have some few credits of from AWS. So here you can see the model catalog. So it's changing very frequently. So should be very careful. Today you are seeing, tomorrow it might not. So something it might not be available there. So I think to a decent extent we have verified the tokenizer, how the tokenizer will be, because whatever we use that, it will be little bit different, like what it is being charged based on the different tokenizers. We might get charged for different tokens. We'll understand like what is that we are spending, how mindful we should be when we look at the C line. uh, so for the time being, we'll come back to this one. Here we can see lot of the providers it has given, like Quen, OpenAI, NVIDIA or Mistral or Meta, Google, DeepSeek, Anthropic, whatnot. Seeing a lot, and based on the capabilities also, whether you want input should be text and image. So based on that, you can come back and see that. And by default, it's not. It's selecting. It's showing all. If you want to narrow down, like you want to do something on the video input or video output, like you can see that there are two models which supports video, Nova Reel. These are two things, output and like I can give input as text and I want output as video, so we can use these two models. uh, that's one thing. And another thing what we have to be very mindful is, if we are using and assuming that we have some AWS credit and we can use any type of providers, that might not be the right assumption. So what we need to ensure is, whenever we are using any of these models, so those models might be sold by the third party provider. That means if I select this Anthropic in this example, like let me come back here, that's a Bedrock. And here if I select this Anthropic, here if I select this Anthropic, and you can see here it is sold by the third party. It is sold by this third party uh, Anthropic, even though you're using it from AWS console, but it is being sold by the third party. So we need to be extra mindful on this one, uh, because I myself faced this problem. So I'm coming from my own experience. So let's come back to the playground. We'll not select, we'll not spend much of the time, but very simple one. We'll select the Amazon models itself. Like this is input text, image, and video. Output is text, Nova Pro. And if you select, you can see a lot of these things, like the capability, what all the capabilities we have it. Nova Premium, they tagged it couple of these models as legacy, so better not to use those legacy. I mean, it's my personal opinion. If you have some requirement, you can use it. But let's select this and click on apply, and we come in here and we can ask, hey, what is your name? And then it is going and it says that, hey, I don't have any name. It just giving me these answers. And here you can see this input is 6 and output is this much, and the latency it is giving like 1493 milliseconds. So now what is very important to understand is, like whether it is reading from cache or not. And other important thing is uh, uh, the number of tokens which has been charged for us is the combination of input and output. And here it's a like a simple prompt, or it's a dialogue based chart based chart. So generating a conversation by iteratively submitting prompts and replying to the response. And also we need to understand that how much of the context it is storing and a lot of those things. So that's about, just like, okay, we touched about the model catalog and we were able to see uh, the models. And I told that we should be very mindful on. This is only for the AWS community builders who have some credit. I mean, anyone who has got some credit. It's not only for AWS community builders. Let me take back my statement. It is for anyone who's having free credits. We need to ensure that the models which we are using are eligible for the discount under the credits. Some of the things like Anthropic, it went outside the credits, so I got charged for that one. So that's one thing. Now here I come back to C line. So what is C line? Let's spend 1 minute to understand. We just saw what is Amazon Bedrock. Now we'll see that C line in VS Code. It could be an cursor also. C line itself has got their own site. You can see this. We can go and use the C line site. Um, and I didn't explore much into this one, so I would better stay out of this. So what I explored is this C line with VS Code. So that's what I explored. So inside this VS Code, we can go to C line and we can install that. So let me come back to this one and go to this and type. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it properly or not, but C line. So that's what I'm pronouncing it, C line. Whether it is the correct way to pronounce or not, I'm really not sure. So C line, the full form is CLI and editor. So that's pretty simple. CLI and editor. So it has got good number of capabilities. So you can see when we go to use any API and model, C-Line supports API providers. It has got different API providers. We can check that, and if at all some of those things are free, we can use that, and if at all it's not, then we have to use the paid version of this one. So we'll try uh, C-Line. So C-Line. So those commands, you can see that these all things are related to the C-Line over here. Okay, we can do commit message, improve, a lot of things. We'll see that. We'll see that now. So you can see, so it shows that what is that we can do here on the left side itself. We'll be able to see that and how it proceeds. We'll see that everything in action. So let me close that and directly go to this ellipse and click on this C line. Okay, that's one way. And other way to do is add C line to the, okay. C line will see C line to the chart. Okay, it's not showing here, but so let me come back here very quick. Oh, okay, it's already there. I already selected it. So I will come to the C line and I'll say that, hey, what is your name? And it is going and trying to execute this. And let's see, wait for a couple of minutes and it will fail if I'm not wrong, because I didn't give it the credentials. So authentication, it failed it. That's cool then. So the next thing from this we'll see. So here we can add context, and here we can add files or images from our local. Here manage MCP server, and here rules and workflows. We'll see that in a minute, rules and workflows. So for the time being, what I do is I'll come back to history and I'll select all and I'll delete this history. Okay, now everything is gone. Now we have a clean slate. So where do you configure that? We'll come back here. You can see that. So we don't have any thing which free. So the providers, you can see there are a lot of providers, OpenAI, Olama. Like if you see this OpenAI, I already configured the OpenAI in this one. And one thing you can see this is cache reads, so that will save us some cost. And you can see the context is 1 million and input is $5 per million and output is $30. Like you can go and try switching to nano or mini, then you can see this from $30 the output has come and the context window has went pretty low. So now our focus is on Anthropic, or sorry, AWS Bedrock. So we'll come back over here. So what you should be very mindful is, see this Anthropic Cloud is $10 per million tokens, and if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see that Quen 3 coder, which is pretty good for this one. So now it is $1.8. But one thing what we can see, this is prompt caching and cache rates. It's not there, so it might be costing a little on the higher side, but I think that should be fine because overall we are. I didn't do that much to say whether the costing is okay or not, but I used it to a decent extent. So I am very happy with this. So that being said, we can come back here and you should come here and click on this model catalog, and let's go to this providers. For the time being, let's use this Amazon. We'll use Quen also. I don't know whether again I'm pronouncing it correct or not, but you can see here, or we can go deep into this to find out whether in which areas it is being supported or what all the capabilities. Is that the right model we want to choose? Again, it's like a little bit of understanding the model's capability before we go ahead and use. We can see this, which says that sold by whom, and it's sold by Amazon, and we can see that version, and again the input or output pricing, and it says that few other details. We can go deep into that, but at least let's come back to this one. And another important thing is keys. So we can create a short-term key or a long-term key. So let's assume that I want to create a long-term key. For the time being is I will go ahead and delete this key I just created. So let me delete that, and I'll just close. I'm not deleting the user, IAM user, because again, I need to configure that. It's a little bit of pain. So generate a long-term key, and because the key name is this one, and we can click on advanced, and I don't want to give permission to access Amazon Bedrock marketplace models. So what happens is the marketplace models is the models which is being sold by third party, but it has we can use it. So again, this is coming back like it will not go from your credit balance, so you have to pay separately for that. So I don't want to do that. So again, I'm saying that, okay, give me this for 1 day. So I said generate. So it generates this, and I'm copying this API key and come back to this one. I will delete the existing one and storing it. After that, very important thing is we need to ensure that what kind of models we are using, and we need to ensure that advanced also we can check, and we can click on done. One important thing to notice is here, suppose if we go ahead and select any of the Anthropic models or any different models which supports the caching and other things, so to save on cost. So you can see this use prompt caching and use cross reference. These are some of the options which we have And you can see in advance it's $10 per million tokens, and the context window here we have it shows that cash reads how much it's going to cost per million tokens, and cash writes. So um, from the $10, you can see that if it is writing to cash and reading from cash, it is 20 cents to read and 2.5 dollars for a million tokens to write. So that's it. Imagine a scenario when you have selected any of these models where it enables the prompt caching and other things, and now you want to switch it to either Amazon models or the Quen models. Again, I'm telling, sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of this. I would apologize for that. And let's go ahead with this one. Suppose I'm selecting the Amazon Nova Pro, and you can see this from the capability. It says that, okay, there is the cache reads for this one. Okay, that's pretty cool. It says that $3.2, and here it is point 0.8 80 cents. I mean $0.8. So the context window is to a decent extent. It's there. So we will click on that, and I say, hi, uh, what is your name? So let's type this, and let's wait for that. It's thinking. Sometimes we need to restart the VS Code because it doesn't uh, it doesn't recognize once we give the key. Sometimes we have to uh, restart it. But okay, so it's not recognizing that, because I think in that case we need to switch the region also. Sometimes what happens is some of the models are not available in a particular region. So in this case, we have to switch the region to see that it's going. See this now. Uh, it says that, hey, I'm a software agent designed to assist various tasks and something like that. But what is very important thing is at this point, just for us to say that, hi, we have consumed uh, point, 0.03 cents. So every message, what is your name? I'm saying that, what is your name? So it is again going, and you see this here. You can see uh, the number of tokens we are consuming. Here it says that the context window, this is the context window, and the context window, we saw that here in this configuration, we saw that the context window is 300K. So anytime you see this context window piling up, that means it's uh, uh, 2400 context window. Those tokens has been already filled. Now you can see this. How can I assist you? It gives some message, and now you see this. It was 0.35. Now it is 0.78, almost 0.03 for a single message. So what is very important thing for us to understand here is, oh, to do this very simple thing, we have to ensure that how effective prompts which we are giving means. See, I wasted, or I spent 0.07 cents just asking its name. That means, I mean, I just give some sample, but what is very important to understand is, if you don't give a proper prompt, so it will go ahead and do the work, and if it is not matching our expectations, it is not. I mean, this is my perception. It's not the issue of the LLM. It might be we are not giving the effective prompt, the effective instructions for the model to complete the job. Okay, so let's do some of the things. So here, there's a lot of things are there. Now again, we'll come back to this one, and here, if you go and click on that, I already wrote some of the rules, skills, and agent instructions. We'll spend some time on that on some other day, but today we'll spend uh, time on understanding like how do we work on this one. So we can add more of a skills and other things, but we'll come back to this at a later stage. But for now, let's stick to the vibe coding and agentic coding. So now, assume that this is my first day. I don't understand what all the things are available in this one. What is this workspace? So what I'll do is I'll come back to this one. I will say that, hey, Cline. First one is, could you uh, review the entire workspace and let me know what this workspace is, and do not modify any files. So sometimes do not modify any files. You need to give it a proper instructions, like what it has to do, what it should not. Sometimes what happens is it makes changes to bunch of files, and then all of a sudden it goes and checks in the code also. Commits, I mean, in the sense it commits the code. I mean, good that it might push it also in future, but at least from this perspective, what is that I'll see is we have to be very thoughtful and mention that, hey, do this and don't do this. See, in a fraction of a minute, it gave us complete. So it says that the user asked, and it said that it has provided. I have reviewed the entire workspace. So and so, so and so. It contains various files and directories, including the documentation scripts, talk specific materials. No files were modified during this review. That is very very good. Okay, so now we'll ask it. One more point is specific to this this folder. So again, I copied the folder, and I'm asking what does this folder contains. Contains. Okay, and that's my first question. And the second query is how to execute the code. Okay, no action items yet. Give me the give me the answer. Okay, I'm telling it, don't modify anything, and just go and understand what this particular folder has, and just do let me know. So now, see, user provided a feedback asking about this folder, that is today's session, whatever we are doing, and how to execute the code. So here you can see this, it is thinking through. At the same time, you need to keep a watch on this context window and the charges. I mean, every instructions, whatever we give it to the agentic development or this agent, so that means it is going to cost something. So see this, it's pretty cool. It's uh, I've provided the instructions. It says that, okay, ensure you have Python installed, install the required packages. Okay, set up the infrastructure. We don't need that, and run the Python agent, or for the quick start we can do this one also. So it gave quite a few instructions. So I'll ask a follow-up question. I'll say that, are we using UV in that case, why do we need requirements.txt? Because my intention is I want to use UV. I don't want to use any uh, anything on this requirements or something. So that means what is happening is here I have this UV, sorry, this Pi project TOML. So all the dependencies should be configured here. But right now the dependencies are inside the requirements. So now we are asking it to, hey, what is that? Are we using this? So it says that yes, we are using. I have explained the reason for this, but since the task is completed, I will use uh, it. I'll say that. So it didn't. I mean, my requirement is not yet done. I mean, it's my mistake that I didn't give it proper instructions. So I'll say that. Uh, could you migrate the requirements.txt into pyproject.toml? Okay, and they're saying that, and I'm saying that I want to use only UV. So now I'm telling that previously we gave it instructions and we very specifically told that, hey, do not modify any of these things. So here we are specifying that, hey, go ahead and modify this. So what it is doing is it's trying to doing this, it's double checking, and then um, technically it should modify the requirements. So replace the file, and it see this, it went and it looked at the requirements.txt. Here these are the two requirements, and it migrated in front of our eyes from there to this one. So what we can do is we can come back here, and we already have, I already have enabled the env. I deactivate it. I'll say that env scripts activate, and then I do go into the talks, and inside that ours is this is the third session I'm doing this year. I mean, I took a break of almost 8-9 months, so now I'm back, not that full, but to a decent extent. UV, and I'm saying sync hyphen all hyphen groups hyphen link hyphen mode equal to copy. And now, so what it is doing is it's identifying the packages, whatever is required. So it goes and gets all those things and installs. So now I am having all the required packages. So we got this one. Now next thing is I specifically want to understand. I think I'm not sure how to execute this. So I'll go there and I'll say that I'll copy this path, and I'll say that AC line, I want to execute this, and second point is I have executed UV sync. I'm saying that please, sometimes some of the articles they say that do not use words called please, don't try to convince it a lot. I mean, don't use this please kind of words, because in that article it was written that when we use these kind of words, it is going to consume extra compute, it seems. Okay, And don't be harsh also. Okay, don't be harsh, don't be too smooth. It's like regular, huh? Give me the set of commands. Okay, so now this is, I mean, a agent mode, act mode. We can switch to the plan mode. We'll look at that in a minute, but let's see this first. So it's going and it's understanding that. Um, ooh, maybe it's not doing what we require. So, wow, see the commands. I mean, the cost, how much it is going. Now, when we understand it's doing something, so we need to exactly stop it, stop right there, saying that now again we can go back and we can ask that. Let me paste it. Uh, we'll ask it in a different manner. How to execute this file. So I'm asking a different prompt. Sometimes what happens is our the way we prompt might not be the correct kind of instructions. So you need to try. Sometimes uh, the model didn't understand what we are trying to tell. So we asked it in a different way to do it. We'll try something. Okay, now we'll see that it is okay, it's clearly giving a proper instruction. Say that get into this folder, cd into this folder, and execute this python. So it's simply saying that go and execute Python and the client. It's asking, do you want me to run it? Oh no, I don't want to run it. I mean, even if we can say that, go and run this command. So that also we are offloading. We don't need to go and try that. So it did the exact command, and it didn't. It was unable to find it. I mean, we installed those things over here. So let's come back. What is that? It's finding something. Let's try this UV sync. Okay, so we did in that. Let's try. You can see this. The terminals are little different. These are C-line terminal which it executed, and so it is creating that, and now you can see, did it execute that? Okay, it said, and missing dependencies. Oh, okay, we'll say that it is installing the same thing which we did it, the UV sync in this console. We already did the UV sync. I don't want to disturb this guy. Now let's see what it is done. Did it execute it? Or okay, I think it will come now. Let's see. The script has been executed successfully. Okay, then the okay response. We got the response also here. Okay, that's what is we needed, and it executed the task completed. So now you can see this. We can come in here. We can do the same thing. We can did this, and oh, we need to be inside the src folder, and here I say Python Bedrock client py, and it goes and hits it, and here we configured this model inside our .env file. Over this is a Quen model, and also the prompt in one sentence. What is Amazon Bedrock? It's coming and asking. Okay, so now we use the AI tool to create the code to talk to the AI model. That's the fun part. Okay, you can see the difference whether this agents are creating this shell or how it is. Okay, now this is the fun part I really love. Let's go through that and see this. It's very good thing. Whatever we configured here inside this is Amazon Nova. So that means when we are giving prompt here to this agent instructions, so that is using Amazon Nova. But when we are executing this code, the Python code, here we are using the Quen. So we are using two models. So you can see in this, using this Quen model, and here inside this, you can see what it is doing. This is the packages, and here we technically, if this has not been provided inside the env file, then this will hard code it to this one. Okay, it's a defensive kind of code. And what is happening is here we are reading the prompt. If the prompt is not there, it will give this in one sentence. Now, every time if we execute this, we are running in a loop to execute this again and again. So let's ask this Cline to modify the code. What we will say this is, let me come back to this one. I'll copy this, copy path. Let me see what changes which we did. Okay, this is the pipe project. We saw that we offloaded the task. We don't know what to do with that requirements txt. We say that, hey, go and migrate the requirement.txt to this one. Sometimes it should be human in the loop. We need to ensure that the models are doing what we asked. Sometimes it goes over and above and try to do something which might help us or which might harm us, or it is an undesirable output. So I would call it that way. So here I'm saying that a Cline, the code inside this is sending the same prompt. It's sending the same prompt. I want the prompt to be accepted by user. First point. Second point is also it has to execute until user gives the prompt as quit. We'll say that. Okay. Could you modify the code? Okay. And I will commit the changes. Sometimes what happens is if we don't specify that I will commit the changes, it does the code and it commits it automatically. Now the problem is, I'm not telling it might harm us. The thing is, just to be on a safer side, better to be safe than sorry. So we need to know that what set of changes are going in that particular commit. Instead of the model makes the changes, it commits the code, you execute it, you find there's an issue or a bug or not the desired results, and you want to modify. It's a pain again. I mean, everything, every prompt. See this, it was 0.5, now it is 0.63. So every prompt which we give, it is costing us. I'll have a glass of water, guys. So now let's see, this is the fun part. Let's come back to this one and understand what changes it did. So it said while true, a prompt, previously it was reading it from the .env file. Now it's going, asking for the prompt. So input is this prompt. Now if the prompt is quit, it itself, you give it in any casing, it's doing a tool over, and it says that if it is, break. If not, invoke this prompt. So the prompt goes here and it gets invoked. So now the fun part is this. Let's clear the screen and re-execute this one. Okay. What is an apple? Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, see this. Physical characteristics. And okay, that's cool. And what is artificial neural networks? We asked it. What is ANN? So it goes and gets the. Oh, I think we have a limit on the prompt. Let me check that. 512. I remember somewhere. Yeah, the max tokens is 512. So let's bump it up to 2000. Let's come back over here. Let's do a quit. Let me do a clean and let's execute. What is artificial networks? What are this artificial neural networks? So previously we saw a screen full of content. Now it's going, and I think to a decent extent, this time it has given broader this thing. It shows that what's the model it is used, the response started from here, the key concept. You have a neurons, input layers, hidden output, weights, activation function, ReLU, and hyperbolic tangent, sigmoid, and we are seeing the training process and all these things. Now, the same question we can ask it, what is artificial intelligence, and give me in one paragraph or two paragraphs. We have to be very cautious in from the input, output, and the tokens perspective. Okay, so I think to a decent extent we have covered. I think the agent piece is one which is missing. I think let me come back to this and see the agenda we have covered. Welcome, we saw that. Foundation models, we saw that. Models in Quen, we saw. Configure C-line, we saw live. Vibe coding, we saw that. Agentic coding versus this one, I think this is the one we need to execute. Build a small app. That also we used the existing one. We can see that one also. So we can see this. I have uh, index.html. So what I will do is we'll come and we'll ask the could you create a home page for a hospital? Okay, insert this. Use Google Fonts and font awesome and Tailwind CSS. Okay, again we can ask it to make it a responsive design and all those things, but let's see how much it will be. In the meanwhile, while it is working, oh, it's not, see this, it's already started. It's not even giving us breathing space. Oh, good that it created. Wow. Okay, and let's do a preview of this. Show the preview. Ooh, so it is this. You can see this emergency service, contact, and all this. I mean, We can ask it to, instead of blue, use uh, gray shades. Instead of blue, we'll ask it to use the gray shade. There you go. It used the gray shades. Like, it's like the vibe coding and the agentic coding, and we can ask to go ahead and modify the multiple files. Here we can say that create dot css and js dot js file, and extend the functionality. I'm not, it's like a freehand. I'm not telling that what to do. Like, it's like an emergency care or billing. I'm saying that just do something. I mean, this is like, it might take a lot of tokens. We don't know, isn't it? It might take a huge number of things. It's writing, because I didn't give any specific instructions like what it has to do, whether it has to create a billing model or just a home page or extend the patient visit or surgery, or I didn't tell anything. I just told that, hey, do something, create a CSS file and a JS file and hook it up. So see this, it hook this up, and now see this, it changed it. Now we can have the we have the font awesome Google API, and we have font awesome, and we have Google font, and the Tailwind CSS. I think it didn't do that, but at least to a decent extent, it did a pretty good job. I think we'll stop here for this episode, and let me take one quick minute of time to see that this is done. And I piled up 3 more, and I'm planning frequently these episodes on AWS one, and a couple of one agent related series, one AWS related series. This will be there every month. And the Python series, it's going on. It's a 7th session, and it's a 9 levels one. It's a 7th session, it's 8th one. So please keep a watch on this, so you get to know what new things are coming in, and hope you learned something new. Let's use the agentic development and machine learning very specifically on the AWS series. As I was mentioning, there's one series, it will be on agentic development, full of agents. This AWS series is mix of AI, Gen AI, ML, mostly on machine learning. So just started with this one. We'll see how we proceed further. Thank you so much, and signing off. Have a good rest of the weekend.